No, you're going the wrong way. No.
Oh god! Oh god! All right, so all right, for real though. Okay, so the camp that night will go well. Everybody will start shipping up, and then something on the wind.
Did you just say everyone will start shipping up?
Yep, something on the wind. There's a sound. It's low and it groans.
Is there a knowledge check I can make for that?
Is there a knowledge check? Go ahead, Dan. Roll me Arcana.
Can I make a knowledge check to determine whether or not it is another Rocktopus? Because that's really what Katana is concerned about right here.
Is it going to be another
Rocktopus?
Crit. What? Oh damn! Did you get a nat 20?
Yes.
You
for
did.
Like for real, like when it matters? Oh my god!
All right, so Dan gets a nat 20. So Katana, go ahead and roll me. I need to ask though: is your concern for Rocktopus? Is it out of fear of fighting another Rocktopus or hope of embracing a loving Rocktopus's
like,
arms? Like
to fight another Rocktopus because that was awesome, and I got shafted the last time. I got knocked down, and I was very angry about that. And I need to fight another Rocktopus.
All we're saying is that in every game of mine that Pluto Fairy has ever played in, she has come toe to toe with the tentacle monster of some kind.
Some kind. Also, you know, my own shirt is a boss in and of itself for some of my characters.
Crit. All right.
Knowledge is just int.
Arcana is based on int, yes.
Oh, we're making an Arcana check. Okay, I'm like knowledge. I don't see a knowledge check. Okay,
Yeah.
so Arcana. I have a -1, so I got rolled a 9.
You are not the brightest of dwarves. That's okay.
It's okay. I went to Pam for these kinds of things, so.
So,
I rolled
so you rolled a 14.
14.
That'll
Actually,
not be enough.
that's not. I thought I
It's
saw.
not bad.
I only saw the 9.
It's not bad, but it's not enough because this is a significantly difficult check.
And it's not a Rocktopus, and I'm
it
specifically
definitely
looking for a
gives you
Rocktopus.
It definitely gives you an uneasy feeling, though. I would like everybody present to roll me a charisma save versus 1 level of madness. I
Oh
will get
god,
to
a
you, Dan, as soon
charisma
as you-
save?
A charisma save
Man,
versus
I don't
madness.
need to save against more madness. 17.
This isn't gonna go well.
I'm sorry. Was that a 10? No, that wasn't a 10, was it? That was a
Oh, 7.
That looks like a 7 to me. That looks like an 8 total.
Who wants to spend a destiny token?
So
Who wants to choose what crazy Pluto gets now?
it is, in fact, now is an opportunity for destiny tokens to be spent. Does anyone want to spend a destiny token to choose?
Oh no, my
Katana's
madness is
madness. All right. So,
Oh my god,
so
if I had a destiny token, I could dick myself over so bad right now. But I thought of like 3 things that already I could think of. Oh my gosh.
So Robovin would like to pick your madness. All right. I am going to dig up the okay. So
All right, Robo.
5th edition madness. I need to know what level of madness do you? What's your madness at?
I don't think she has any.
I don't have any.
I know she failed at least-
I've actually been.
You
She
okay?
didn't
So
eat goblin. She hasn't been exposed to too much crazy.
She
Oh no,
did-
there was one time with
there
the
was
rock,
one
I
time.
guess.
So this is your 2nd time you've rolled against madness because your madness score stays unless you nat 20 a save. Right? The madness effect might fade, but there is a running score of how many times you've had madness.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
I have
bad.
no idea where I wrote this.
Question then. What's my madness score at?
Madness 5th edition SRD. All right, so so I'm gonna go with a long-term madness. Okay, so Robovin, on this link right here, Robovin will spend a destiny token. Okay, so Robovin, pick yourself 1 effect off of the long-term madness chart, and you may also pick a 1d10 result for the duration of said madness.
What will it be?
All right, so hopefully Robovin will make this go very quickly. Okay, because Dan, you saved, right?
Yes, I saved.
There is a low groaning
that. That's-
wail on the wind, and
My
you
fingers did that,
recognize this. You actually studied this phenomena in Pam. It was one of the many strange qualities of the
Sounds
Underdark.
like the shrieking howls of the.
Shrieking eels. No,
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
They only sound like that when they're about to feast. I think
I
got the one,
doubt
right?
you'll get an offer. So like that from the eel.
Eels, yes. And then she gets away, and it's like,
Anybody want a peanut?
Oh!
Fucking love that movie.
All right, so
Okay.
basically, the legend has it, Dan, that there were gods before gods before gods, in the time before time before time, long before the Drow or the Quaggoth or the Abyss or anything was banished to the Underdark. The Underdark still existed, and the Underdark was home to things that dared not interface with reality because they were simply not compatible. And those things were truly powerful. They were all encompassing. These were gods. These were not just monsters. But over the billions and billions of years that have gone by, the world eventually forgot them. And as the world forgot them because they were gods, they lost their existence and their power. All right.
It's
Robo's
the
dicking me.
Power. It's
Robo's
the
dicking me
power
over real hard here.
Oh, wow.
I'm a fighter, and you're giving me disadvantage on all my attack rolls. Although honestly,
ability
my
checks
goodness.
and saving throws too.
Can I request that the reason that this happened all of a sudden was because I dropped my flask and there's no more liquor?
That makes sense.
All right, so I'll get to you in a second, all right? So
Request, but it doesn't have to be on it.
In the legend goes that as those gods faded and were forgotten, their power, their voices in one last-ditch effort to remain capable of gripping the world and never really letting go, they let loose death cries and curdling wails of agony and mourning for their own deaths. And those sounds to this day still carry on the wind, and they bring to those who hear them madness. It is as you're you're going over your head, like you're remembering the lecture of this, right?
Right.
And that's when like Gitana, you'll be looking like, what is that sound, right? And all of a sudden, like it will shriek. It'll shriek immediately, right?
Too late.
So what happens is like you're like, what is this? And all of a sudden it startles you. And you drop your flask, right? And it shatters, and the alcohol spills everywhere, and suddenly panic starts to set in. The panic, like, what are you gonna do, right? And so, like, what are your tics that you develop here?
Okay, so uncontrollable tremors or tics which impose disadvantage on it. I'm gonna go with, because like the tics are my hands, and
Shaking.
yeah,
Shaky
like
hands?
they're like
Super
the
shaky
hands are
hands.
I might not
Or
even
they're
be
just-
like, they might be shaking so bad that I can't quite hold my axes like I used to.
Mhm.
You know, like it, and who knows?
keep trying to
Maybe
clap
if I
with
botch,
the
I
piece.
drop that shit. I have to
Maybe.
take an action to pick it up, you know, or something
Maybe,
like
all
that.
right.
Like.
All right.
But
So,
I'm gonna go with like that also fucks with my brawling as well, because I can't make a
any
I can't
strength
make
or
a fist.
dexterity check. Any strength or dexterity.
Yeah,
check.
I'm shaking
Yep.
so bad that I literally like can't make a fist. I can't really hold my weapons.
Hold my hand.
So
I can't.
the shriek goes off, and then as that shriek startles you and you drop, like that's where Dan is like, cover your ears, because he finally realizes what's going on.
Right,
And a
and
bunch
just
of
a
people
second
will,
too late.
but it's a second too late, and now your hands are shaking, and you're starting to. You managed to keep it under control.
People are starting to
hands.
look at me. Everyone saw me drop the liquor.
Right.
Fuck.
And
Fuck.
so like Romp will just like look up, right, and he'll just look at it. That ain't gonna be good. And he starts.
It's the
he starts
noise that I
packing up.
make.
At which point Darendil will step up. Darendil will step up and simply he'll just, like, as you guys, when you break camp for the night, or at the end of the day, right, you break the camp and you're the groups split into their various, like, okay, this is a scouting party, we'll go on ahead, you finish camping up, right? Darendil will put his pack of stuff down, he's ready to go, and he's standing over where, like, the forward party would go, right? Mm-hmm. And Glossy will, like, pull you aside, right? And he says, okay, like, this whole staff thing, I'm gonna stay back with the camp and make certain that Eldith is okay. Right.
That's a good call. You are he of the silver tongue.
Darendil said he'd fill in for me on the scouting party.
Okay, and I'm
He
gonna
is
be
less
like,
likely to die.
are you sure you want me there? Oh God.
This is He says, "You'll be fine. It'll be okay. Like everything will be okay. It'll be okay. Yeah, I believe in you. You got this. We made it this far. It'll be okay, right?" And he gives you that.
Grant,
that
I have
positive,
a question about the shrieking wind thing. Is
Okay.
that literally just a random phenomenon, or is it attached to like a monster or what?
Nobody knows.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. That's interesting.
There's
Talk about
all sorts of
environmental
things
hazard.
in the Underdark
There's all
that
kinds of crazy shit in the Underdark. Yeah.
nobody knows about. It's like going into the Mariana Trench. Just being like, that's just how it is.
Don't know what's down there. It could be in.
So I'm gonna, and I will actually give Glossy like a smile.
Right.
Like I don't know how this is gonna go.
Like he's gonna
Okay,
pull off this thing
buddy.
and pat you on the shoulder, and then he'll head over to the camp. Right.
You got any songs?
At the
Got
very
any
least.
fiery songs.
He says, I gotta go. I gotta go, and he's gone. Like.
Yeah.
A illusory hook appears out of nowhere, wraps around his neck, and drags him off.
Just drags him off stage.
So Dan, because you got a nat 20, I will tell you that like sometimes those wailings do have very different strange effects on things, right? Like they have been associated with all manner of strange paranormal phenomena, and it is definitely an omen of things to come.
Kind of omen. Also, what just happened to... Oh, you're uploading a map.
Yeah, we're in a dungeon now.
Allow me.
Yeah, all of a sudden, Dragon and Thief went away, and I was like, what?
Yep, Dragon and Thief did go away, and I am moving you to the next map because it is not your lucky day, and there is something important attached here.
Have you got my bat?
Darendil is there. Darendil is not big enough. Darendil, please be big. Okay, there is Darendil. I'm just gonna use any old orc for now for Ront. No, I'm not that one. I am going to flip over real quick and grab Ront. Where the fuck? Oh, he'd be on battlefield.
Select Darendil.
Not yet. You can't. I'm getting it all set up. Hold on.
Gosh, you'd think this should have been done before.
Yeah, you'd think. Oh snap.
I really shouldn't put him under more pressure.
More pressure? No, I'm just gonna give you disadvantage for being an asshat.
That's what I'm talking about. It'll
There you
backfire
go.
on me.
Yep. It always backfires.
I already gave myself disadvantage.
It'll always backfire.
That's true. I've got... How many hit points have I got left? 3. I have 3 hit points.
Well, no, we rested, and I'm sure, healing words and things were exchanged, and...
Not on Dan, I don't think.
No, like healing word. Go ahead and we'll say.
Because you were the one in critical condition.
We'll say the day starts with everybody full up because I don't want to really have to like.
Oh, thank God.
Worry too much about that.
I'm assuming between spells and hit dice spending and like that.
Yep. Spells, hit dice spending. We'll start you off.
Okay, turn myself to 19 HP then.
I will give everybody here control over Darendil and Ront for the time being, because those are the 2 NPCs that are with us, and that way you'll be able to decide what they do when they do it. Okay, and then I will get, as soon as I've done that, I will get right to describing what the fuck is going on. Edit this sheet. Can be controlled by all players. Save changes.
Oh man, this is going to go interestingly with your fighter who has disadvantage on hitting shit.
Yep.
And your wizard who's suffering delusions.
I'm also giving you a fantastic new limitation, and this is going to be very unsettling for you guys. Actually.
Oh God.
Because
I was going to say there's some darkness going on.
Yeah, there is, and you yourself are very, very used to the idea of having dark vision.
Yeah, and
even if it's magical darkness, though, my bat can cut right through that shit.
Jeebs.
Generally speaking, yes.
Jeebus.
However, your bat is blind here.
What?
Your paths have taken you through the winding caverns of the Underdark, and it's quite some time before you find anything that even looks like a nice.
So we reached this point, and Dan goes, guys, I can't see.
Yeah, neither can I.
Grant, you might as well just shut off my vision bubble that I have now if the bat isn't working.
No, you can see this far because I'm gonna say that like among one of the things that like Sereth gave you guys was a charm that allows you to dancing lights.
Dancing lights. Okay.
Just for the sake of having visual with the party.
Fantastic. Otherwise, I guess I could have prestidigitation a candle, but we didn't want the risk.
Right. So basically, the idea here is that the darkness here is so thick and so intense, you can almost tangibly feel it. Okay. It is so intensely dark. If you decide to steer the dancing lights away, the darkness itself will count as difficult terrain. Okay, and this is something that seems to like intensify and then loosen a little bit as that low groan moves through the air.
So it's darkness that's actually like almost physical.
Yeah, it's almost physical darkness, and it seems to be responding to whatever that low groaning sound is. All right, so you guys are going.
So heads up, guys. We're probably dealing with the alien psyche of a long dead god from times long forgotten. This is what's blocking our path. Yay!
So who's in front?
Not me. Finally.
Wised
up. Darendil.
Honestly, I feel like Darendil and Ront should be up front.
Ront will bring up the idea that, well, that's true, and like putting the big boys in the front row is a good idea.
And then
you don't want somebody coming in from behind.
Yeah.
Because like he'll just flat out say the number.
Question:
the number of men in dresses.
Does Ront consider any of the three of us an enemy?
The three of you an enemy?
Any of the three of us.
He is not hostile. At this point, he is not hostile because you have all saved his life.
Meta thinking, if he considers us an enemy, he could take a bonus action to dash
towards you.
Speed at us, so it's okay if he trails behind.
No, he does not consider you an enemy, even if
he's not considered an enemy of mine.
Right. So, Ront will suggest that Gitana should accompany one of these two NPCs in the front.
Okay, because I'm thinking like I'm all shit-tastic.
And Dan should go with someone in the front. That's fine. I'll go with Darendil in the front because I haven't had a lot of chance to talk with my main man.
Do you want to take the front from Gitana? Is that what you guys want to do?
Yeah, is that seriously what you want to do? You want to be in the front there, Mr.
Oh, yeah, okay.
7 hit points?
Let's put Tremor Dwarf up front. That's fine.
Okay.
I'm still a meat shield. I may not be able to hit shit, but I'm still a meat shield.
That's a good point. Okay, I'll be in the back.
How many hit points do you have, Mr.? How strong are you feeling, Mr. Dan Dienstein? How
good,
fit?
Actually.
How fit are you?
Pretty fit, honestly. I feel pretty fit.
Do me a favor, guys. Actually, while we're at this, I would like you guys to change your character sheet name to simply the first name for your character.
Okay.
So that the nameplate takes up a list space. I've already done it for your token, Gitana.
I was gonna say. I feel like that's good there.
Yep, and that is like you had Gitana, Axe Spinner, etc. Right?
Just waiting for the camera to catch up.
Do you guys see those health bars or no?
Yes, I see mine.
You should see. You should see yours.
I see Gitana's too.
Okay. Do you see Ront's
if
or
I could
Darendil's?
actually see, he's in the darkness right now, but I can see the outline of it.
Okay, so you can see Darendil and Ront's health bars?
I cannot see Darendil and Ront. I see Dan Dienstein.
That is the intention. You can see the players' health bars, but you don't get to know how close they are to dying. All right. So basically, it's who do you want in front with you, Gitana? Do you want Darendil or Ront? They will both
keep the ship afloat. You know you want Ront.
You know it's gonna be Ront, baby. Get up here, baby.
All right, so Darendil will gladly volunteer.
The fans approve.
Darendil, watch the squishy.
He says, "I will gladly keep an eye on
Watch the squishy." I resent that remark.
Yes, you did. No, you resemble that remark. There's a difference.
I am probably one of the least squishy people here now. Thank you very much.
Squishy.
I will gladly keep an eye on Master Dan.
Squishy.
Master Dan. I like that. That's very formal.
Ront is not asleep. Why is Ront sleeping? All right, so Gitana, you are the primary actor here. Ront will keep up with you. Take it away.
All right.
Begin the exploration.
Hey guys, you should probably stay close. I see the outline, but there's blood.
All right, so Ront here is gonna.
I still can't control Darendil.
That's okay. I will control Darendil. All right. So basically, as you guys start moving forward, the first thing to hit your senses there is that this smells like something burnt, like burnt meat.
Weird.
Right.
What's all this stuff?
This stuff is. It looks like the cave floor here is charred, charcoaled. Right. Like this is a blast mark, and these are the bodies of goblins. Goblins that remind you of things you have encountered yourself.
Okay. Oh man.
Oh.
Oh, dead goblins.
Well, it's not like we haven't seen those before, but that's a waste of.
Oh god. Okay, we're gonna stop here.
Okay.
What am I standing on?
What are you standing on? That appears to be some kind of very small mushroom. It's about knee high, right?
Check if it talks.
You've seen like 100 of these as time has gone by.
Okay. So it's just a lichen, yeah.
There are many actually dead goblins here that you're seeing, and there is a lot of blast marks on the ground. Some kind of battle has definitely gone on here.
Oh god,
there's a giant. Just as you come here, this right here, right? You manage to see the silhouette of a tree-sized mushroom that just sprouts up and just looms over, but you can't see the whole thing because the darkness is so thick.
Okay, well I'm gonna check out this mushroom.
Hey, what are the odds that if we found a mushroom this big that it's a myconid that's related to stool?
Probably not very high. I wouldn't get my hopes up on that one.
He said his village was, or wherever, whatever they call what they live in, their habitat.
Do these mushrooms even look like stool? Because I'm imagining stool is
stool is a
different.
myconid. Stool is a myconid. He's not just any old mushroom.
So he's got a specific coloring and stuff.
He is
like a tree-sized mushroom. That's not a normal mushroom, right?
In the Underdark, it is.
You have seen many tree-sized mushrooms in the Underdark thus far.
I didn't know that.
Mushrooms are the only kind of plant life that can grow in the Underdark, as a matter of fact.
I'm gonna glare at my bat and be like, "You didn't tell me those are mushrooms. You told me they were like fungi tree."
There's more mushrooms. I found more mushrooms.
All right. Ront will come over here, and he will he'll like kneel down, and he'll like put his finger in the blood of one of these goblins, and
what's this?
At most, they've been dead for a day.
Oh, that's lovely. That means there's probably something around here.
Stop, Dan. Stop.
Oh God.
Dan fucked up.
Dan
hey,
fucked
look,
up.
there's a guy there, and he might even be alive.
So Dan, right?
Dan forgot he's not invincible again.
Right, Dan went off to the front, and Darendil is.
So let me get this straight. Dan left the light.
Master Dan.
How does he even see this person?
Oh, the light sources. Each of the.
Okay,
it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute. Okay. Trying to save your ass here. Maybe you don't.
Dan saw a glowy thing in the distance. Okay, he can't help it. He's curious.
So
it's
Dan.
One of his flaws.
So Dan, you come down this hallway here, right?
Yeah.
You come down.
Following the glowy thing.
Yeah. You come down like this, right? And then you see out of the corner, you see this. This is a campfire, like it's a flickering, deliberate campfire. And so you, instead of letting anybody know what's going on because you're Dan, right? You turn and at like Darendil behind us, Master Dan, Master.
No, just let him go.
Darendil's like gonna try to get my attention. It's like, yeah, Darendil, that sounds fascinating.
And so you like you step forward, and then just at the edge of your vision, right, almost as if deliberately standing in the darkness with a blade drawn and already pointed at you, is a human.
You're not dead.
He's got tattoos on his face, and he's got a well kept salt and pepper beard and hair that's tied back into a bun, and he's wearing a cloak. And this that you are standing next to, now that you've like the moment your sword is pointed at, you're like, whoa, right? You pause, and there is a tipped over wagon right here is what you're seeing the corner of, right? And you can hear you can hear a flow of water nearby and the crackling of fire, and the guy in the cloak just points his sword and he says, "Name and purpose."
Dan Einstein. Traveler to hang on, traveler to
Slubladop?
I can't remember the name of where I'm traveling.
Swoobledoop.
Traveler, basically.
Yeah.
Like he says, how many others are with you?
I can't keep a secret to save my life. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, sort of.
And he will look over his shoulder, right behind himself.
I
as
look
he's,
too, just like looking over his shoulder, like, ooh, what's over there?
He will look over his shoulder. Oh, I don't have the right tool selected. That's why this isn't working. Like this, right?
I'll even move a step closer to look over his shoulder with
He
him.
presses the blade against your throat the moment you move.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just distracted. I forgot.
And he will have you back up.
Bladed weapons are an implicit threat. The toy.
And behind him, right there, you will sense a shimmer of magic behind him, right? And then a soft voice says, "Don't worry about it. They mean no harm." And he will sheath his sword, but you don't see the figure. And then the others, because this has all been fairly quiet, and this stifling darkness is silencing. It shuts everything off, right? As you guys are exploring, eventually you will hear a muffled shout. Right, this is, "Hey, we know you're out there. Show yourself." But it sounds like it comes from so far away.
Oh, should I tell them that they know that you're out here, or that you know that they're out there? Like, would that help to do verifying of things?
What?
So Katana, you hear something like from a distance away. You hear somebody shouting. Like it's got to be coming from at least 300-400 feet away, easily, right?
Can I sense what direction?
It's coming from the right direction.
This is assuming I'm even not hallucinating.
I'm gonna look at Ron. Hey Ron, there's something going on back here. I think we should all head over this way because where the fuck is Dan? It's when she realizes where the fuck is Dan.
I'm worse than fucking Shaggy and Scooby, I swear.
Guys,
Did
anybody see where Dan went?
Darren will point in the direction. Says, "I tried to stop him."
Yeah, no, that
he's having a Daphne moment.
I bet he's dying right now. Okay, we gotta go and. And we're gonna head on. I'm gonna get everybody and head over there.
And okay, so
where the fuck is Dan?
So you travel all of like 15-20 feet, right? And
Dan's like asking, should I call for them too? Like, because they'll recognize my voice. If they hear you guys, it might be weird.
Well, you might have heard where the fuck is Dan.
They might think that I've been kidnapped or in danger. It's happened before, so.
So you guys will find yourselves like this, right? You will see that there is a fallen wagon, and there is Katana. If you move up a little here, you'll actually be able to see there is a cleric back here, and you immediately recognize him because he is bearing the symbol of Moradin proudly on his shield.
Oh, that's probably bad. I probably shouldn't want to meet with anyone who's ever met with a god before.
Moradin?
God of Dwarves.
Yeah, that's a good guy.
Matt is reacting because Matt is currently packed into Vecna. And if anybody would be able to figure that out, it would be a cleric, yeah. I'm
just gonna lie low now.
And so the guy with the cloak he's sheathing his sword, like he's looking around, he says, he says, "Which one of you's in charge?"
With my shaky hand.
Fingers are pointing. They're pointing right at.
Shaky
not
hand.
here. They're pointing at.
Kind of like all of us, not him.
Not
him.
me.
And I point to Dan.
No, I get lost easily. I'm distractible.
This is I can tell. What brings you to the Underdark?
Trying to get the fuck out of it.
You too, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, totally.
And at this point, like there will
Are
be.
Dan's hands in the air for no particular reason?
I've got a sword at my throat.
He put the sword away.
He put the sword away.
He put the sword away.
Yeah.
Already.
Dan's slow to react. He just
okay. Then Katana puts his hands down for him.
Yeah.
Okay, there, buddy.
Well, you never know when he's gonna take it back out again. I just wanted to be prepared to be like, "Whoa, no, not doing anything over here."
And I'm gonna have a close. I'm gonna say this loud enough for everybody else here. Dan, if he takes his sword out again, you have the rest of your party here. That's why you have to stop moving away from us. All right, so
So he says, well, if
stay with us. We'll take care of you.
It was an accident. I saw a glowy thing. It turned out to be a campfire.
says if my word is to be trusted, and I have never found his word to be lacking, that won't be a problem. And he offers his hand, right? And he says, I'm 7. And he offers you his hand, right?
7?
7 or Seveth?
7. The number.
Seven.
Like, that's
Is that like 7 of 9?
He says, yes, actually. And,
Okay,
do you shake his hand?
Sure,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Like, oh yeah, nice to meet you. Glad that hand is empty of a sword.
The hand was...
My handshake is weak.
Yeah, the hand is like Katana's the one in charge. He's the one whose hands she's the one whose hands he shake. He doesn't shake Dan's hand. He'll shake Katana's hand. He says,
Dan kind of makes it a 3-way handshake.
Dan is like, yes, like.
Oh my god! While we're shaking hands, Dan puts his hand over.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, great.
Some sort of team.
But, and so like now we're having this team moment, right? And Seven will say, apologies for the rude introduction, but it is the Underdark. I have learned to trust nothing and no one.
Learned what? Sorry.
He says, I have learned to trust nothing and no one outside of my ward.
Oh, totally.
And the cleric with it's a human cleric with the symbol of Moradin, right? He says I sense no evil in them. And then he'll glance over at Ront. He says, well, no malice.
Yeah, he's good, mostly.
Yeah, no malice.
We like him. He saved our lives like a few times at least, each.
This is
The Underdark, the most unlikely of people, will band together.
yeah, like and at that point, like from like miles away, you hear a shout, right? That says, "The Underdark makes for strange bedfellows, eh?"
Who is
that?
this new mysterious voice?
Who can shout for miles? That's amazing. I'm intrigued.
Dude, is it a dwarf voice? I
yeah.
just have a question.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
I'm gonna start saying to Dwarven, yo, bro, who are you?
Scottish into your.
And he will walk up next to the firelight. Apparently, he was right there, right? And he'll look up and Gitana, you may want to roll a charisma save. He steps up.
Cute?
Is he the sexiest
He steps
dwarf
up.
she's ever
Is
seen?
he super cute? Is the first thing that Pluto Fairy's mind. Oh, honey, please. You say, who is this, right? Right, and he says,
nibble on it all night long.
he says,
End your stories 1 sentence earlier. This is a rule now. 1 sentence earlier. Now. If that's going to be your last sentence, don't say it.
It was funny though, right? That's the important part.
and so he says the name's Bronus Axe Spinner.
Oh.
Also, oh shit.
Oh shit!
You weren't like betrothed or anything, were you? This isn't gonna
Oh
turn.
no, I
awkward.
got kicked out when I was probably like 20 in dwarf years. You know, like.
It was a while ago.
I got kicked
It was
out when
a
I was
while
70.
Okay, so I'm making
like
a
human
charisma
geriatric.
charisma save.
Yeah, charisma saves are my typical go-to for like, do you manage to like keep your cool, right? But no, like he is. It's not specifically that he's a looker. He's got. The word I'm looking for here is the James Spader effect.
Okay.
There was something about James Spader. He's not a particularly good-looking guy, but there's just something about James Spader, the way he moves, the way he talks, and he just oozes, and it's just right. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. It's the Uma Thurman, the James Spader. Like that's what I'm going for here, right? He's not particularly sexy, but damn, it has been a long
I
time
get it.
since you've
He's
seen a
got the
good
charisma.
axe
Right, when
spinning
you put the whole
dwarf.
package together, you get
Right.
the whole package.
So I would like to make note that he says axe spinner, and I try my best to not act like I know what he's talking about.
Right.
But like I might, like flinch and wait a minute, and then kind of be like, okay, no, don't draw it, no.
Don't bring it up. Just play it cool.
Ron,
act
stop
normal,
looking at me.
act
Everybody,
normal.
shut up.
Right, like.
Which immediately Dan goes, "What? What is it? What's about this guy?"
Everyone, shut up. Stop thinking things so loudly. Oh my god.
And so
Can't help
like.
it.
Seven will look between the two doors for a second, and then he will simply, and he'll clear his throat just like casually, right, and adjust his cloak, and Bronus will he'll give a good hearty laugh, and he says, "Don't tell me you're doing that again." And Seven's like, "Doing what again?" He says, "He's doing that again. He totally asked you why you were here, and then didn't tell you why we were here, didn't he? You're an asshole, Seven. You keep doing this." And Seven turns around and is like, "I am not. What?
That does seem like a fair question with no sword at my throat. What are you guys? Well, no, they said you said you're in the Underdark because you're trying to leave, right?
Just be glad he didn't kill you. Seriously, Dan. Just be glad he didn't kill you.
And like Seven has no idea what he's being accused of or why he's an asshole, right? And he's looking at Bronus like, "Really, dude? You're gonna bring this up now in front of the people, right?
In front of guests."
And Bronus will laugh. He says, "Well, we were supposed to be a traveling band of merchants, but you can see how well that turned out." And he looks over. He says,
your cart. Oh, here, let me help with that." And Dan will wander over and start going, "Men."
So,
Men.
okay, wait, you're willingly traveling the Underdark?
He says, "Yeah, we were."
You wanted a new paint job?
He says, "We were sent to come help with the resettlement of Blingdenstone that's been going on for about a good while now. It hasn't gone so well.
That one.
That is the one where Topsy and Turvy are like that's the gnomish settlement. That's the Snurfeblin settlement.
Oh, but they didn't want to go back there. The resettlement of Blingdenstone? That's
Yes.
right, because they lost it and then they
lost it to the Drow, and then within recent history for gnomes at least they've been resettled.
Yeah, they got it back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says, "Yeah, so we were supposed to be coming down with supplies from the service, except for we got lost, and we found some goblins, and now the air's so dark, I don't think I could take a shit right now."
Right? And I'm just going to look at him and be like, right?
Men. They do that to you.
He says, "Oh, you got a wizard with you."
I guess.
He says,
"Yep,
maybe.
valedictorian."
Sometimes.
And so Dan's like, "Valedictorian, right?" And he'll lean over to the other dwarf and be like, "My condolences." And Seven will just be like pinching the bridge of his nose. You can tell Seven's the guy with no sense of humor, who is always serious, right? You're immediately getting the idea that Braun is here. Oh, he's having a good time no matter what's going on. And then there's Seven, who's just like, "I can't believe I'm stuck with these people.
I can't believe I'm doing this. I can't believe I'm doing this." Yeah. Question. Has Braun noticed the axes on my back or on my person?
You are standing a ways away from the light,
Okay,
right? So
okay.
so he does if he has.
But he did lean. He leaned in. I don't know
leaned
if.
in, right? I'm gonna say you've got your back to him and it's really dark right now.
Okay.
So
okay,
I'm gonna say that if he did notice, he hasn't mentioned it yet. I won't tell you that he hasn't noticed because you don't know that.
Technically, you're right. Yeah, but I figure would he ask about it?
Instead of kissing a lady's hand, do you kiss their beard?
No, you chop him in the face and then you punch him and then you offer a thing of ale. This is how dwarves work.
I'm just wondering, like, how do you be a gentleman to a dwarf lady?
You saw how me and Eldith were, like.
Yeah, but that's two dwarf ladies. That's normal. That's like cat fighting.
Dwarves don't have cat fighting.
No, they have
Matt.
Like
Matt, shut up. All right, just.
Oh man! All right, so yeah, we need to do something about this darkness because it is thicker than insert an appropriate D&D metaphor here because I can't think of one or
It's
thing.
thicker than a mind flayer's asshole.
Thank you.
And like Seven will turn and he's like,
what
does that even mean?
I'm
and like
laughing.
the cleric in the back is gonna be like.
I didn't know if mind flayers kept their assholes. Man.
Can I slap Mind Flayer's asshole? Oh my god, this guy is amazing. Ront.
Ront has.
Let's figure the fuck out what's going on here.
Okay, so Ront is sitting back, right? Like Ront is leaning against the wall, right? And like you look over at Ront, and Ront like it gives you the nod, like he's got an eye on it, but like you can immediately tell like Ront is taking a distance here. He doesn't want to intervene or engage until it is asked for. Otherwise, Ront's
He's
just
just
gonna
gonna
sit
stand
back
back.
and
Okay.
yeah, he's not gonna do anything. Master
So,
Darendil is, as somebody who has seen a great number of butlers in his life, is very patiently and very quietly waiting where he cannot be seen, for his hulking form may be disconcerting.
maybe quite disconcerting. Okay, that's important to know. I'm actually going to ask the Braun if have you guys checked out this whole room? Is this room just covered in darkness?
He says, Bronus will say, well, I was going to, but I tripped on something, right? And then it got up after I tripped on it, and it tried to cut me throat.
Ah,
So
well,
We totally had that happen to us.
So,
I know, right?
So, me buddy, Brains for Brains, blew him up, and we did the axing thing, and then we took all the coins, which aren't really, in retrospect, doing us much good now, because we're stuck. But
Wait, you guys have Jade?
and like he'll turn and says, I have no fucking clue. And Seven will turn and says, yes, we have Jade. Do you have
Oh,
coin?
great. I'd love to buy some.
oh my God.
And Seven will light up like a Christmas tree, and he says, customers.
Okay,
Thank Paylor. Customers.
I don't know how much gold I have right now, but I'm willing to spend pretty much all of it.
You
my
have been
God.
tracking the gold that you've been looting this far, correct?
yeah, right?
No,
Like,
I've been waiting for the accountant dwarf to split it up evenly amongst the rest of us. That's what dwarves do,
that,
right?
my
They're just
dear,
natural
is
gold
not
accountants.
how gold works. You don't say you take any. Guess what you don't have? Let me tell you about my rogue who would go ahead and open the chests and take half the gold and leave half the gold there for when the party got there and reopened the chest and then split the gold amongst that. So not only did I get half, I got a third of the other half. So that was,
I see a problem here.
yeah, obviously my character is not like that. And if you need gold, I have a coin purse. I have a small leather purse of 24 GP, 30 silver, and then I have a small leather purse.
I've got 58 GP. I could buy
We've got a
I
total
could buy
of-
enough jade to cast Magic Mouth 5 more times.
Okay, no, you are going to buy enough jade as I'm going to allow you to buy without you spending all of our money.
No, it's mine. No, the 58 GP
Oh.
is my money.
Okay, okay.
All
yeah,
right.
no, it's discretionary income. It's cool.
So
It's,
you will be able to purchase the
it's
following
stuff
things
that's
here.
before taxes
One.
from Katana.
One, you will be able to stock up such that you have enough resources right now on rations and so on that you have one fuck up to make it to
Okay.
sloop it up, right? So if a tragedy happens and
I was
oh no,
actually
you lose a
gonna
ton
ask
of those
about the
resources,
mushrooms,
you can
if they're
still make
edible.
it. But if you suffer two, all right, if you suffer two, you only have a buffer for one fuck up with losing your rations, and you'll be able to make it
Okay.
sloop it up just fine, all right? You could buy another buffer for about 20 gold. All right, you can stock up on ammo. They do have various kinds of armor, weaponry. This is a
Hang
full-on
on.
supply
Hold
transport.
up. Is their ammo special in any way? Because I've been mending our ammo as we go along.
No. Do keep in
No,
mind
they
that
ain't
you
no
can
plus
only
one bolts on this
you
shit.
can only recover half the ammo, even if you're mending.
What?
It's in
That's
the
the
player's.
whole point of mending is to recover, is to take the 50% that breaks and then.
Oh, really? Because
Yeah.
it's not every shot can be recovered in order to mend. Was my understanding, but whatever, that's fine. You guys
No,
can.
it's
I'm
usually
okay with
it's-
men being infinite ammo. What am I gonna do? Be like, no, your ammo it's slowly running
That's
out.
the
You're
whole
going to
reason why I
die.
took
Like it's
mend
not.
is so that my crossbow would have unlimited ammo. I mean,
Yeah,
I
okay.
have
I
I
have no
have
problem
been
with
in
that, dude.
campaigns where you have to watch your arrows and you have to watch your bolts, and if you
I-
forget to
I
I
appreciate that
don't
you.
like bookkeeping that much, so I was like, well, I could take something that would let me do something else, or
That is okay.
I could
I
have
will-
unlimited crossbow
With
bolts
that
because-
concern, I will simply tack it into my buffering system, where you got one travesty. That's only for the food. You do not have enough ammo to survive a travesty. And the reason you still have ammo after all this time is that you've been mending.
I see what he's
Mending
doing
it.
there. He's saying, hey.
there's going to be a travesty. There's
Yeah, okay, so maybe we should. Maybe that's true. We can burn through torches and I can go mend, and the torch will be like brand new again. That's awesome. This is the best spell ever.
It really is.
mending
I
is
love this spell. I wonder if I could do that with food. Like if there's
I'm
leftovers,
okay.
can I
Well,
go-
I'm actually going to. We had those mushrooms before. I wonder if are those bad mushrooms or are those good mushrooms? Like what?
depends on if you.
The mushrooms that you've been
Uh,
eating.
No, the mushrooms that were in this room. There's a giant fucking mushroom in this room that could totally be harvested for food.
Just show them to Eldith. She can tell you if they're good to eat or not.
That's, I guess, what I'm wondering is I
Well,
would
the
have
problem
to.
right now is that you'd have to wait for the
we
whole
don't
party to catch up, and you are the scouting. You are supposed to be making forward progress here.
Yeah, and
But
we're
that forward
already
progress is going to be
wasting time.
really hindered. Basically, here's the major concern why this is a problem.
Yeah.
This darkness, if the drow understand it, they have an advantage in trying to catch you. This could slow you down.
We should have brought Ashlar.
That said,
Because he's a drow, he would know about what's
obviously
going
these merchants don't know what this whole darkness thing is doing right now, right? So you need to investigate and find out at the very least if it is something the drow will be able to circumvent, or if you can learn how to circumnavigate it so it doesn't slow you down. Because every time if they're back there, right? Let's say they're back where the gas leaks happened, where the roctopus happened,
Yeah.
and they're catching. They don't have those slows. You do. They're catching up as we speak.
Is that like an Arcana check or?
You can roll me Arcana to like investigate this darkness, see if you know anything. Gatana.
Yeah, we need to check out the room and like poke around and see
23.
what's going on.
Okay.
Also, do these
Damn,
traveling merchants have liquor or ale of any kind?
They do.
Hell yeah, these guys.
I
just
have some
docked.
gold to share with
How
them.
much gold would you like to spend on your liquor?
Well, the party gave the alcoholic all the gold. So
No, I had 58,
No,
and now I'm down to 8.
And how many days do we have? We have what? Two more full days so far before we get to Sloobladoop?
At the pace that you've been traveling, allow me to check the da-da-da-da-da. I know that I need to have these notes open.
He can trust you with all the gold.
Well, I want to say that we have with the rock. I want to say we have 2 days left, like 2 full days.
Okay,
yeah,
so
we've been traveling for 3. It was a 6-day trip, I think.
This is day 5.
Yeah, this is day 5. Never mind.
But you have been slowed down a couple of times.
Yeah, that's the big thing is that we have.
You're looking at about a 7 to 8 day trip in total with the slowdowns that you've been suffering.
All right. Then yeah, I would like to purchase enough liquor or ale. Like how quantity?
They have both. They have a huge wagon full with all kinds of stuff.
Oh my god, I need some liquor and a flask, please.
They will totally sell you those things for a slightly increased price because, they are the only merchants.
We're in the middle of the friggin' Underdark, okay? Thank you for saving my butt at least so that my tremors didn't stack on my tremors. Seriously. Right. So.
All right.
How much was that? How much I have? How much?
I'm gonna say that like
the flask.
The flask. The only flasks they have are actually pretty solid. Good dwarven craftsmanship flask. That'll cost you a gold.
Okay.
That is a day's wages as the most expensive of craftsmen's before you hit like merchant levels of rich. And then they will also charge you about a gold to give you all of the alcohol you want at medium quality, or 5 gold for the amount of alcohol you're asking for at high quality.
I'll go with medium quality.
Right.
I will not spend all of my
You're not going for the top shelf, basically. You're going for mid-shelf.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where as much as I would like to go for the top shelf, we probably need as much money as we can, and so just enough to take the edge off, you know?
All right, with all this darkness pressing in on us, how hard would it be to slip a top shelf bottle into your sleeve?
I ain't stealing liquor from a roving band of I am lawful good. That is not even in the cards.
Not even for booze?
No, neutral good. Okay, I am actually neutral good, but I'm not chaotic good.
If it was evil booze, would you do it? Because
if it was evil booze. What is it with the moral quandary of evil booze? Ever since my alcoholic paladin encountered evil booze once, it didn't know what to do with
That's what made me think of it.
Yeah. All right. So,
it's Jägermeister.
Does anybody want to purchase any equipment?
I mean, I don't. I got my axes. They don't have any crazy weapons.
You got chain. I think chainmail or chain shirt.
Yeah, I got chainmail. So.
All right. Ront will offer up some of his share of the loot for a battle axe.
All right, enjoy, Bucko.
He's not going to use his dead brother's battle axe, but he will buy a new one.
Yeah.
So, with all of the merchantry out of the way, you guys are free to explore. Now, the merchants themselves are not going to do any exploring themselves. Their plan is to sit and wait it out. They're not going to stop you, and if you get yourself in trouble, they might actually help you because you've been loyal customers, and they don't want to kill off the only people who will give them money right now.
Right now.
Wait, hold up. you guys don't want to keep like I'm done mending your wagons. Like you can actually travel to where did you say you were going?
Well, okay, so the wagon is tipped over. You fixed it, but you haven't stood it up right.
We can stand. We can do that.
You guys have the muscles.
All right. So
Put
do
your
you bring Darendil into the picture here
Uh,
to tip the wagon up, because they don't know Darendil is there, and Darendil is a Quaggoth, and Quaggoth are native hulking monsters to the Underdark.
Dan didn't know that would be a problem. So yes, he would say Darendil and Ron.
And if he says Darendil, I'm gonna say I got it. I'll help.
So Katana, I would like you to roll me a deception check.
Who? Oh, Katana.
Katana.
Guess what? This is not gonna
It's
go.
not gonna go well.
It's good enough. It's good enough, right? Like, he's like, Darendil, and Katana's like, I got it. And she managed to not tip off the merchants that she is trying to hide a hulking monster in the background.
Look, okay, he's not a bad guy, but he looks like a bad guy, and that's enough for some people.
So Ront and Katana can
They
roll
have a
strength.
cleric who's casting like.
Give me a strength save. Katana, Ront will fucking rock that shit.
God, this is gonna be bad because I've got disadvantage.
Hang on, Dan's helping.
Nat 1.
Nat 1!
I broke the fucking thing again.
I got a 12. I did better than the dwarf fighter.
All right, so here's what happens, right? As you guys are having this conversation, right? Seven will turn and be like, "Thank you for fixing up the wagon," right? And you'll be like, "No problem."
No problem.
And then you're like, "Darendil can set it up," and Katana's like, "Actually, I got it," right? So Katana, on a nat 1, you're gonna fucking throw something. Like, you're gonna hurt yourself here, right?
Yeah.
Back gives out, and you're just.
Oh no! I dropped that shit on my foot.
Oh god, okay, I will allow you to sacrifice half of your movement for fucking up your, half your move speed for fucking up your foot. Alright.
Okay, yeah, because I done fucked up my foot.
And Dan's here holding it with his newfound
and
strength.
so, like,
going, oh yeah, this is not
right, so
bad.
you heave the wagon up, right, and then it slips and it tumbles and it crashes down again and it breaks again. Right, barrels go spilling everywhere. Things start falling all over the place. Right, and it crashes. And like, and Bronus will he'll look back and be like, ooh.
Fuck!
Dan's
Like there's
mind
some
opens
dwarven
to the
cursing.
cosmos,
There's some
quotes
colorful
incredible.
dwarven cursing going on.
Right, there's the dwarven cursing, and
Right now.
Ront will look down, right, and he'll be like he'll look down and he'll be like, "This is not your week, huh?"
Ah!
And that is where the groaning will moan through the cave again, and you guys realize it's getting louder.
Dan's mind opens.
But to find out what happens when that moaning gets louder, and what the PCs are gonna do about it, you're gonna have to stick around because it is top of the hour.